welcome back to my channel. This is Dom and another one of my updates on what I've been up to in this wonderful world of wargaming. So yeah, it's been a couple of weeks since an update, mainly because not an awful lot's happened, certainly not gaming wise. Did a fair bit of painting, so maybe we'll just jump straight to the painting tables. So first up, a bit of terrain in the sun. So Robin from the PCP community and terrain builder supreme for Martin, 7th Son, printed these out for me on his filament printer. They are 3D Alien World STL files, because I was finding with my printer that I couldn't print these off. They were these are paddy fields and they're just too big. I could do the small one like that, but these ones were far too big because they're doubles, and that's a triple, that's a double over there. And even these filaments, or the actual, not filaments, the supposed to be the rice field, the rice poking through, just wouldn't print out properly on my my resin printer. So he kindly printed them out for me while he was doing it. Also printed out these buildings and the fences here, which are fantastic. So yeah, so very very grateful to Robin for doing that. He gave them to me at Crack on the other day. So I've just basically simply painted them up, just using lots of dry brushing. I think I spray painted them brown, and then sort of dry brushed with various other colours just to get the colour through. Picked out the sort of stone on these with some stone colour. The actual these bits where the rice is poking through were all done separately, and there were two options. You could have it with the rice coming through, or this one where the rice hasn't started to grow through, and you stick them down on the bed how you want them, which is what I did. And then I used some of the Vallejo mud, just really watered it down and dabbed it in amongst here, in amongst the gaps, just to sort of get that muddy effect. And then once that had almost dried, it was still slightly moist, shall we say, I then used Wargame Scenic water effect and just poured it in. And I wanted it to get that sort of swirly, dark, nasty look that dirty water has. And I think that kind of came out. So yes, I've got a load of paddy fields. There's the ones without it coming, with the rice hasn't come through. Those are the rice is obviously coming through, and here as well. These ones again not coming through. So yeah, I'll add to my Japanese table. These wicker fences are fantastic. I love these. And Robin's obviously got a really good 3D printer, resin filament 3D printer, because they've come out beautifully, as did these buildings. Fantastic. He did say they were a bit of a bugger to put together, which he did for me, which I'm very grateful for. But a nice effect. So there you go. Some terrain for the tabletop. So my last video, you would have seen I started work on the Boer War figures that I collected via eBay. I also bought a box of Perry plastic. I think they're actually for the Sudan and Afghan campaign. But the uniforms are very, very similar, so I don't think there's that much of a problem with using them. Well, not for me anyway. So I basically, and I bought on eBay, someone was selling them off, incomplete box. But actually, when I looked into it, there was only 2 figures missing from the box. So I got a right bargain there, which is great. So I've just done the first few of them, just so I can start building the British forces to go up against my Boers. And yeah, I'm quite happy with them. I think these kits from the Perrys are a bit older, but they work very nicely indeed. Again, as I did with the Boers, I've gone with single based figures, and because I think that's how it's going to work with the rules. I don't know, but we'll see. But also it just makes sense to match what I'm doing with the Boer War figures. Obviously a couple of officers in there, or 3 officers, a drummer, and the rest just regular riflemen. Mainly gone for a lot of firing poses just because I think they look good. So there you go, the first lot of Brits, more to come. And then talking about firepower for the Brits, it's a couple of machine guns. Now these are metal figures from Empress. Again, I think they're from Sudan or other Victorian war fronts, but the only difference with these is they've got the sort of that sort of line of material around the middle of the helmet and down their necks, which I don't believe was used in the Boer War. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm not overly fussed by that, but really pleased with how they came out. They're metal figures, and again, I've just sort of kept to the standard khaki look. Looking online, it looked like mostly the machine guns of that period were sort of a greeny colour, so that's what I've gone with. So let me know if that's incorrect, but I think that's right. The machine gun belts, obviously leather underneath and the bullets on top. I just think they'll work nicely and provide some much needed support for the British against the Boers. So next up, I was digging through some boxes of figures and stuff I hadn't got around to painting, looking for some inspiration for something different, and I found this Japanese arch. It's a 3D print. No idea where I got it from or when I got it. I think when I was thinking about doing some Japanese skirmish games, I picked it up, but given the fact I'm now embarking upon 28mm samurai battles, I thought, well, it would go to waste, so I thought I'd paint it up. So just a very simple paint job. Gets it out the stash and into the train box for the any sort of Japanese table games. And then talking about the stash, these were 3 pack mules that I picked up at last year's Warfare, actually, at Farnborough. Somebody was selling them as sort of a grab and go kind of offer. They were, I can't remember how much they were, but they were very cheap, like 10p, 20, 50p, something like that each. And I just thought they'd be useful, so I picked up 3 of them. When I was delving through the boxes of stuff, I found them and I thought, you know what, they're always useful for scenarios and for various period games. So quickly painted them up. No idea who manufactured them. They're metal. They're just pack mules, but I think they're quite effective and will be useful for the table. So next up, a load of Dark Age Romano British infantry. Now these are predominantly the rest of the box of Wargames Atlantic Army Builder box that I did a little video on what they look like, and I painted up a load of them, and this is the remainder of them. Also interspersed with a few metal figures from Gripping Beast that I had. They were Irish or Welsh warriors, and I thought they fitted in quite nicely and provided the sort of command figures that you don't get with the army builder. That's the whole point. It's a box of rank and file. So adding in a few sort of suitable figures for standard bearers and musicians and hero types kind of is a good way to go about it. So that's 32 figures there, painted up, ready to go in that sort of burgeoning Romano British and early Saxon forces that I've been building up. Probably able to have a game fairly soon. So there you go. Quite pleased with how they've turned out. And then finally for now, this is a unit of Ottoman, Mamluk cavalry from the Perry brothers. They're metal 28mm figures. They're part of what I'm planning for my long planned for, sort of long worked on Ottoman forces of the Napoleonic period. I've done quite a few over this year. I've got lots more to do. A lot more cavalry, really, because that's definitely one of the strength areas of the Ottoman forces. Not that they're particularly great, but you sort of need a lot of them. Excuse me. These have been kicking around the cabin here for the boot room here for quite some time. I primed them, got them ready to go, and then sort of moved on to other things and sort of left them around. And honestly, I've been tripping over them. They were in a box, and I put them on a chair, and some fell off, and the weapons were getting bent. And I just thought, this is daft, Dom. You really need to paint them. They're nice figures. I finally got round to doing them, and yeah, quite pleased to get them now into the army boxes. I think I probably have. I've said this about the Romano British, but I think I have got enough now to play some kind of small game. I don't know what's going on. I haven't really been motivated to play solo games, so I think that's been the problem. And because I haven't had any club games for a while, it's been an odd gaming time at the moment. Very unusual for me. So, yeah, maybe I should have a solo with the Ottomans at some point soon. Anyway, brightly painted up as ever. Predominantly went with greens and reds because those seem to be the predominant colours for the Ottomans of this period. And, well, they're lovely figures, Perry figures, what do you expect? So gaming-wise has been a bit odd. 2 weeks I haven't had a game. Came back from CrackCon, fired up, excited about the games I played, and didn't do anything. Well, we went away to Shropshire for a week, or for a long weekend actually, after CrackCon, so that took out my usual Friday night gaming because we went up on the Friday, and so I couldn't do my Friday night. And then last week the club was closed, so there was something going on. We shared basically I think I've mentioned on this channel before, but Farnborough use a church hall in Farnborough, bizarrely, and sometimes we have to accommodate an Alzheimer's clinic that goes on there once a month, and so we move up into a smaller room upstairs, which is a bit cramped. But this time they took over the entire church hall, so we didn't have any room to do anything. So no game for me last week either. So 2 weeks with no games, and I'm feeling a bit jittery. It's very weird. It doesn't happen that often for me, and I have to say I don't like it. I don't like it. I like to get the toys out and play a few games. As you know, if you follow the channel, it's what motivates me to paint the figures, and probably why I've been a little bit lost in terms of knowing what to paint, because with no game to drive me. But hey, such is the way of it. I know some of you guys don't even get games once a month, once a year, so I'm not going to grumble. But these things happen. That said, this week I should be back at the club. I think we're going to delve back into the Barren Wars. I think there's 4 of us playing, so you know, John and I just about managed to get ourselves through a game of Barren Wars, just the 2 of us, and got so many rules wrong. So in true Farnborough fashion, we're going to leap into doing a 4-player game with 2 players who've never played it. So. And 2 players who don't know what they're doing. So it could be fun. I will certainly do some pictures. I will video it. We'll see how well it goes, whether or not it turns into something I put on the channel as a video. But make sure you're subscribed. But if you're interested in Barren Wars, because there's definitely going to be some coming along. Yeah, interesting. I used ChatGPT to come up with a scenario. 4-player scenario for Barren Wars, and actually I quite like the look of it, so we'll see how it works out. AI is taking over. We're coming very rapidly towards warfare. I think Martin, 7th Son, is supposed to be coming over on the Friday before warfare, and we'll have a game or 2 in here in the boot room before we go to the show on the Saturday. Which makes me gives me a good idea for thoughts. If you've managed to survive this long into the video, and you fancy seeing a game that Martin and I might want to video, suggestions down below. What should we play? What should we play? You know what Martin is into. You know what I'm into. We did think about doing a Barren Wars. I don't know. Maybe we do a Napoleonics. He hasn't done any Napoleonics for ages. Maybe we go and carry on with the War of the Roses. I don't know. Suggestions, let me know. Can't promise we'll actually take up on them, but we're struggling to think what exactly we want to play. If we played something like Barren Wars, we could potentially play that and some other sort of skirmish game. But it just seems like also a great opportunity to get a lot of figures out on the table. So I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, that's for the future. Purchase-wise, similarly, actually, not an awful lot. I've just placed a couple of orders, so they'll come in the next update. But in terms of actual orders this quarter, well, this 2-week period, not a lot. I had some more figures come to me from Outpost, who have been painting up my my samurai figures, and so he sent me another load, which I thought was going to be the last lot, but then I decided I need some more asaguri, and also some messenger types and a couple of other bits and bobs, so I've sent them off. So that might be the final lot, we'll see. I did also have a dig around in here to find out what figures I had in various places, and then found a whole lot more samurais that I didn't realise I had. I don't think I need any more, so I might just sell those. They weren't painted, they're all actually some of them quite fantasy based. I don't know where I'd got them from, but they look like the 3D prints. Probably bought them on online somewhere, eBay or something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Also found I've got an awful lot of Second World War figures, which I'm toying with the idea of selling them, just because I've got German forces, I've got American forces, I've got Japanese, Russians, and I hardly ever play. This is 28mm. I hardly ever play any kind of Second World War 28mm game, and yet I've got a load of 28mm unpainted, and I'm just seriously thinking about selling them on, because if I don't play them, it's just collecting dust in here. So I've been in a bit of a ruthless mood recently. I've been going through the collection. Hence why some of the eclectic mix of painting again is starting to come to the fore, because I keep finding things and think, oh yeah, that is actually useful, and other things I think, do I really want that, Dom? I've got some British Napoleonic artillery, which I think I'm going to sell, because I know I painted them up last year, but I've got so many British artillery pieces, I really don't think I'm going to need any more, so those I'll probably sell on. Various other things. So anyway, sometimes you just have to go through with a little bit of ruthlessness of your collection and go, yeah, I think I've got enough. And I still want to get back onto the recycling of some of the ancients, because I definitely want to get back into ancient wargaming, and I need some space for them. But bizarrely, this is all getting full. I'm running out of space. I'm going to need an extension to the boot room. But I really want to get back into ancients, and spend some time re-evaluating the figures I've got, rebasing them, getting them better, improving their paint jobs, that sort of thing, and if need be getting rid of some, and if need be buying some more in. So that's definitely a plan for probably for next year. I think now we're in November, aren't we? So it's not an awful lot of time left this year, but I think 2026 is going to be an ancients year for me. I think is my goal. Also, Dave Brown from O Group and GDA fame, he sent me very kindly his new draft ancient rules, and I really want to have a go at them. So I think I need to circulate them with some of the guys at the club and just make sure that they're happy to do it, and maybe we'll have a game or two of that as well. I saw Check Your Leader down in Australia has been doing some explanation games, and he's always very good pointing out where I get my GDA wrong. So I've been watching his videos avidly. So once I sort of feel like I'm only going to make a slight hash of the rules, I must have a go with those new Dave Brown rules and get that going. So yeah, I feel I'm rambling. Thank you so much for watching as ever. Hope that you enjoyed the update. If you feel that it's been worthwhile, then hit that subscribe button. Just to get a notification when I do put stuff up. And let me know in the comments down below if you think what sort of game Martin and I should have a go at before Warfare. And if you're going to Warfare, I know it's a little way out yet, but if you go to Warfare, then hopefully we'll bump into a few of you there. It's always one of the shows, one of the two shows that I always try and get to. Salute and Warfare are the two that I definitely try, and even Mrs. Boots, she knows those weekends are definitely ones that are happening from a show perspective. So there you go. Anyway, thank you very much for watching as ever. Hit that like if you liked it, and as I say, subscribe. That'd be really good of you. In the meantime, stay safe, stay well, have a really good couple of weeks, and I will catch up with you all soon. This is Dom, signing out.